KPRC2, we are proud to showcase folks that are making a difference in the Houston area. Each month this year in 2022, we're partnering with Energy Transfer to showcase a different nonprofit organization that's offering Houstonians a helping hand.
Yeah, we love this. It is called KPRC2 Community, and this month we're featuring the Houston-based H.E.A.R.T program, which stands for Housing, Entrepreneurship, and Readiness Training. We have Seth Malin, the Interim Executive Director of H.E.A.R.T, to join us this morning.
Seth, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for joining us. This is our first ever live stream morning news. We're extending our morning news, and you're our first guest. Seth, we appreciate it. Let's use this time wisely. Tell these folks about H.E.A.R.T and the purpose and what's going on.
Sure. The H.E.A.R.T program has been around now for about 16 years, and we do vocational training and employment for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so we do everything from our trainees, as you'll hear me refer to them, they are our clients, but they're training for their programs, they're training for work, and they do everything from servicing vending machines. We have about 60 different machines all around the city, to making Papa John's pizzas over at NRG Stadium. We just got finished with the rodeo, making over about 10,000 pizzas. So we have a great partnership with CVS, where we have one of the only Mox stores in the country. We have one of only 44 Mox stores where it's a tiny little store, and we train our trainees to be working in CVS.
That's wonderful. That's so fantastic. Hey, Seth, if people want to get involved with the organization and help out, what kind of volunteer opportunities can you fill us in on here?
Well, we always need volunteers for everything that we do, even if it's on campus. But one of the other things that we do is we run a booth for concessions over at the Toyota Center. And we're always looking for volunteers to help us with that booth. Our trainees are the ones who are helping with the food prep and the food service. And we're always looking for volunteers who can help us with that as well. So we're constantly looking for volunteers that can either, and it doesn't really matter the skill set. We can help. If you can help, we would love you.
And Seth, how do the trainees get involved? I mean, how do we identify these trainees and then bring them in?
So there are over 14,000 people with intellectual and developmental disabilities just in the Houston area. And believe it or not, we don't have to do any kind of physical kind of marketing. We do work with some of the school districts for H.E.A.R.T, A-Leaf, Aldine, and so on. But as far as the trainees, we get a lot of word of mouth referrals. And from there, then they learn about our programs and they start being able to train with us and earn a paycheck. So one of the things that people don't necessarily realize is that somebody with an intellectual or developmental disability can stay in high school until they are 22 in the state of Texas. And then after that, where are they going? What are they going to do? And that's where the H.E.A.R.T program steps in, so that they can then, after they're done with their high school they then can start with us, they can learn and start earning a paycheck. And all of our trainees earn paychecks at a minimum wage, which I don't know if you know this, but not everyone in the state of Texas who has a disability has to be paid minimum wage.
Oh, no, we didn't know. I don't know
that at all. This sounds like such a godsend to those who really need it. Do you hear from the family members, Seth, of the trainees, and what's their feedback to what you're helping provide here?
We hear all the time. Not only are we giving some of this respite care that some of these families need on a daily basis, because they may be their only caretaker, but they're coming here and they're learning a skill that they either use with us, or we've had some people who have received some of our training that have not only gone on from working with us, but have gotten a full-time job with another company. And that ultimately to us is one of the best things. We love that.
But I guess the fact that you're needed, though, points to something missing in this world for these trainees, these individuals. I mean, is there anything else we can do? It's nice that H.E.A.R.T is there. What else can we do along that journey before they even get to you guys?
Well, one of the things that we do is we like to make sure that all of our trainees have this sense of pride and dignity that comes with being able to earn a living wage. So one of the things that we would love to have happen at the beginning of the journey and along that journey is for them to have that dignity and pride in everything that they do, in everything that they're learning, even in school, because these are your people who have these learning, behavioral, physical disabilities, and we want to give them that sense of pride and dignity that they get.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful contribution that you and the organization, Seth, are making. We do want to ask you before you go, you have an event called Run with Heart. We understand this, it's a ways off still, but the individual fundraising needs to happen this year. So how's that going to work out?
So Run with Heart is we are one of the Houston Marathon's Run for a Reason organizations. And so we're always looking for runners who can be a part of that. And you can be part of our marathon team, or not even marathon. It could be marathon, half marathon, 5K, all of them. We need runners, we need walkers, whatever works. So we would love to have anyone be a part of that.
Seth, before you go, I have one more thing.
Yeah, no,
okay.
keep going.
I just adore you and all that you do, and like you said, the respite that you give the trainees' families and all that you provide to these trainees, because they are worth every bit of energy that's gone into this program. How do you keep going? We just coming off a 2-year pandemic. We know volunteerism is down, and a lot of nonprofits have not hit a wall, but it's been tough. So how do you keep going? What motivates you every day?
Well, when I get to come to the office, and we were actually out of the offices here, we were doing virtual training for almost 18 months, and we weren't able to have them in our facility. So then moving back over the last 6 months or so, I get to see their happy faces every single day, and it makes it all worthwhile. Because not only that, but when you see one of our trainees get their first paycheck, and
Amen.
Some of these, they're in their 20s now, some of them maybe even in their 30s or 40s, and they're receiving their first paycheck, and they are so excited to be getting a paycheck, and it doesn't even matter the amount.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's everything.
Beautiful
It's
moment.
everything.
And I think at some point in the future, we do want to jump back on this topic about how the intellectually disabled don't have to be paid, and whatever you said there in the middle. We do want to at some point get back to that. But for now, Seth, thanks for at least this first part of our conversation. Really appreciate you spending time with us today.
Thank you, Seth Malin with the H.E.A.R.T Foundation. That's it for us.
Yeah. So this is the first hour in the books, first
that's it.
KPRC 2 Plus, 7 a.m. in the books.